It's the largest equestrian sculpture in the world, and it's celebrating a big anniversary. We're at the Mustangs at Las Colinas for this edition of InVision Irving. Hello and welcome to InVision Irving, your business connection. I'm Jolene DeVito. It's a special show for you today. We're on location at the Mustang Museum, and we'll explain why in just a moment. Also ahead, working up a sweat. Go inside the business capitalizing on the expert skills of hometown athletes who made it big. Plus, see several ways veterans are getting help finding jobs in Irving, and find out why some employers say veterans often make exceptional employees. And throughout the show, we'll show you the businesses celebrating success with ribbon cuttings. But before we get to all of that, we have the big development people have been waiting a long time to see.
We're here tonight for the groundbreaking of the Music Factory.
7 years ago, the voters voted on this. It's taken 7 long, hard years for this to happen. Finally, we're breaking ground.
Shovel away, guys. All right.
We have a state-of-the-art indoor-outdoor concert hall. It's the first one of this kind, to our knowledge, ever built in the United States. It's going to be very unique the way that the space flexes from indoor to outdoor based on the weather.
Alamo Draft House is a movie house for movie lovers. So we do first-run Hollywood content coupled with world-famous Alamo events. There's confetti cannons, there's live pyrotechnics, so we always take our events to the next level.
You know, we're equally excited about the common area plaza. We've got a 50,000 square foot plaza that all the restaurants and bars front. And just to be able to walk through a village and stop and have maybe a good steak and then a good craft beer and then go up to Alamo Draft House and see a great movie.
We'd like to say thank you to all of you, because without the citizens of Irving and their vote to approve an entertainment center on this site, this entertainment center would never be here.
If you took a pin and dropped it in the dead center of the 7 million population of the Dallas-Fort Worth metro area, it's here. The proximity, of course, to the airport, the DART stop right on site, the convention center, the 29 million square foot of office that Irving has. And the only thing that's missing in Irving is the entertainment.
We need something to keep residents here, our youth, everybody, to come have restaurants. We need restaurants in our urban center so everybody that works out here during the day doesn't have to drive elsewhere to get dinner or lunch. Have them stay here.
Irving needs this. I'm looking forward to it.
The DART Orange Line extension to DFW Airport is now open. ICTN was there for all of the grand opening festivities. Light rail passengers can now ride to Terminal A. From there, other terminals are accessible through the airport's Skylink train or Terminal Link vans. The new 5-mile stretch brings the DART light rail network to more than 90 miles. It is the longest in North America. The connection to the airport is something that the city of Irving and DART have pursued for years.
Over the years, there are a lot of challenges to it, but we stayed the course. We planted the seeds, and today we reap the harvest.
I hope people realize how important it is to have another form of transportation that's available to the residents of the Metroplex, and I hope people take advantage of it. I hope they take the opportunity and the time to come out and see where the train really takes them.
Having the Orange Line open at the airport is so exciting for the business community because we have the opportunity to have employees travel from their corporations, their business headquarters into the airport.
The important thing for the airport, it places DFW Airport among some of the world's best international global hubs. Places like London Heathrow, Amsterdam, Hong Kong, and Sydney. Those kind of airports, world-class airports, all have rail to the city center. And that's a place where we've needed to be and where we want to be and where we are.
Oh, it's huge. The first 5 stops out of the airport are in Irving. Stop at the convention center, a stop in the urban center. Those 2 stops are going to be tremendous for our hotels, for our conventioneers.
Employees in some of the urban center office buildings have the added benefit of easy access to the APT, or People Mover. As you see in this file video, a connection between the APT and the Orange Line opened last year. DART has resources to help people make the most of the Orange Line. There is a trip planner at dart.org, and help is also available by calling this number, 214-979-1111. Tickets can be purchased at any station or on a smartphone app. The University of Dallas, Northlake College, and the Convention Center are among the stops on the Orange Line, but it can also be used to get to many other destinations, such as this one, Irving's Mustang Museum. It tells the story of the city's top tourist destination, the Mustangs at Williams Square. Mary Higbee is the museum guide, and Diana Pfaff is Vice President of Marketing Communications for the Convention and Visitors Bureau. Ladies, thank you very much for being here today. Mary, let me start with you. For people who haven't been here, tell us a little bit about the museum and what you have here.
Well, it has the pictorial history of how the sculpture was made. It has some samples of some of the models, and it has some other artwork by Robert Glenn. We also show a wonderful 14-minute video that gives them the overview of the technical process.
This is a new location for you, yes?
It is.
How is it new and improved for you? What's different here?
Well, first of all, we are very visible to the public, and we are right on the main walkway through the building, and we can see the Mustangs.
Right. That makes sense, yes, doesn't it? Seems like a perfect location. Diana, as someone who's over marketing, what is the value of such an iconic symbol to you and your efforts?
Well, for Irving, the Mustangs, they're our golden arches. They're what we are known for, and anywhere that we travel out when we're talking to our customers and also when we're bringing them in, everybody knows the Mustangs, or those horses. Those horses, you're where those horses are, and everybody knows us as the place where the Mustangs are.
And how do you use the imagery in your
everywhere? Yeah. It's everywhere. You know, it's in our logos. It's etched in our doors. It's everywhere that you can find. The convention center, the outside of the convention center, was concepted because of the Mustangs. The bronze in the Mustangs was transferred to the copper of the convention center.
Oh wow, I didn't realize that. That's a great story. Mary, our visit's timely because this is the 30th anniversary of the Mustang. So we're here right on time, yet also a little early. Explain that.
Well, because of many things that are happening, especially some construction right in front of the Mustangs, we've decided to postpone our celebration for the 30th anniversary till the fall of 2015. So I guess the t-shirts are going to read 30+1 anniversary.
Oh, I like that. That's clever. Diana, when groups consider a visit, I'm assuming that having attractions such as this is helpful in your efforts. Do people come to Irving to see the attractions, not just to do business?
Oh, absolutely. We have a lot of people even people that are staying in Dallas and Fort Worth that'll come specifically just over here to see the Mustangs. They played such a prominent role. It's so iconic for us to have this here. The American Way magazine several years ago had a pictorial and you had to guess where these certain statues were. They had, the Leaning Tower of Pisa was in there, and the Sydney Opera House, and right in there were the Mustangs of Las Colinas. So that was exciting. When Wheel of Fortune came through here several years ago, they filmed in Grand Prairie, and they did setups. They had to set up a South Fork. Well, they did a gigantic life size of what these are, which are 1.5 times life size of the Mustangs in their set. So the Mustangs were prominent right there on Wheel of Fortune, which filmed here for several weeks.
It's so fun to get the chance to talk about this, because those of us who see it quite often maybe take it for granted a little bit, how majestic and wonderful it is. Mary, what's the reaction when people come to visit?
Well, they admire the artistry. There are a lot of statues of horses and animals and such throughout the world, but they admire the detail and the accuracy of the artistry and the setting that's on the plaza, which is the size of 2 football fields. I have people from all over the world, as I was showing you with the map, with the pins of where they're from, and everybody has a story. They have a reason that they're here. Someone told them about it. My grandmother visited this 10 years ago, and now I get to come to see this, and everybody has some connection to the Mustangs.
And how do people find you? Do you generally?
We ask them that question, and a lot of people find it through the internet. A lot of people find it from other sources of friends or family.
Mary, for those who perhaps haven't thought about the story in a while or maybe never knew the history of the Mustangs, give us a little brief history.
Well, the idea came from Mr. Ben Carpenter, the developer of Las Colinas, and he knew that he wanted to have horses running through water as the iconic emblem out here at the centerpiece of Williams Square. And so he had met Robert Glenn of Africa. Robert was born in Kenya and now lives in Tanzania, and proposed this idea. Robert made 47 of the models, from which Mr. Carpenter chose 9. And from there, then they were done in 2 different stages in Africa, and then they were cast in England. Then Mr. Carpenter documented it with the photographs and a video and the models and the artwork that's here from Robert Glenn. So people get to see the full story of how they came about.
A whole lot more than just what we see out in the square.
It is. It's the rest of the story.
Mary Higby, Diana Pfaff, ladies, thank you very much. We appreciate your time.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Coming up, the path from boxing to business. But before we get to that, our first collection of ribbon cuttings in Irving.
Big celebration, ribbon cutting.
Just welcoming Advanced Auto Parts and batteries to the Irving area. We have actually been everywhere in Texas, everywhere in the United States, but now coming to the Dallas-Fort Worth area.
We're excited about the new jobs that they're going to bring here. We're excited about the renovations to the space. The building looks great.
We're looking for a site that the customers could appreciate and see visibly, and we picked this location, beautiful location.
Love it, love it. There's so much development going on out here, and I'm just excited. Every time somebody new opens, it's just more for the city and the community.
We're opening another store next to an Aldi grocery store, and then we plan on 6 more by the end of the year, all across Dallas-Fort Worth.
The one thing that we're going to do a little different than everyone else, honestly, is we're going to try to treat everybody like family. We're just trying to grow the relationships with the community.
We're proud to have them as a member of the chamber, both the Hispanic Chamber and the Irving Chamber.
We're actually giving $1,000 to the United Way.
They're designating it to come to Irving Care, so it'll come directly to Irving, and we'll use it to help Irving families that are in crisis.
We really want to try to give back.
We're just happy to be here in the Irving market and looking forward to do community and get to know our people here.
Great city. We've had a lot of people come out and actually welcome us from some of the city. It's been a great feeling.
Over the last couple of months, we've been creating a concept called Table and Tavern, and we were part of this Spoozy family and the Spoozy team that was here for the previous 3 years. Over that time, we learned that Las Colinas was missing some key elements. We kind of put our heads together and coined Table and Tavern as a locally inspired restaurant, where we don't just get our produce and our meat and our food from local areas. We actually get our ideas from local areas.
It's just always a fun occasion when new businesses are rebranding. In this case, takes effect, and it's our business to support that, and that's why we're here.
Really, one name wasn't enough, and so what we wanted to do is really embrace the fact that we can have 2 totally separate concepts, and that we have the table side, which is your little more formal dining room experience, and then we have the tavern side, which is a little more laid back, kind of a bar-oriented experience, with the local craft beers and local spirits and live music and stuff like that. We didn't consult the big companies, and we kind of did it ourselves, and we've created a family out of it, and so we're really excited to have the City of Irving and the Chamber of Commerce be part of that family as well.
They're betting with their dollars that this is a great place to be, and I think that they're right.
A lot of times it's fun to hear a guest come in and ask for a specific wine or a specific idea on the menu, and then the next time they come in, it's there. And so seeing them light up that we actually listen and we actually do care about that, and we're able to do it is very, very exciting for us.
Today we've got our re-grand opening, so we've been newly renovated all of our 135 suites. Brand new furniture, kitchens, granite, everything in the new room has pretty much been taken out and then brand new put back in for the Town Place Suites brand in the new and latest package by Marriott.
It's very important for us to introduce the hotels to the community over and over again, especially when renovations have happened, when new things are going on.
People come into the city of Irving for work for long term. I've got people from Africa in right now, from Japan. I've got someone from Egypt. So it's just a great feeling just to meet so many different varieties that are coming into the city of Irving.
To be able to have these offerings looking so nice, it's just wonderful.
Several successful athletes have roots right here in Irving, and now you can train with them at a new South Irving business. Thomas Gandy has that story.
Go, jab, in, up, in, up.
It's a challenging workout
This is killer calorie burnage.
at Irving's newest gym.
Close your hand. I want your hands closed. You're gonna hit somebody. You're not gonna slap somebody.
It's called Sweat, and with no air conditioning,
they get sweat. Straight down the hurdle.
But the Sweat name means more than that. It's an acronym.
SWEAT stands for Serious
Workouts.
Enhanced Accelerated
Training.
These longtime friends combined expertise in sports
And I'm an ex-minor league baseball player.
One of the head trainers at a corporate gym.
with backgrounds in business.
Well, I've always been entrepreneurially minded.
My background's real estate.
Connect that to their Irving roots, and a business was born.
Do all those people live locally and you were just able to call on them? I mean, are all these people out there that we just didn't know?
The crazy thing is, Montavious Ray Edwards, our sprinter and one of our head boot camp instructors, he's from Irving, lives in the city of Irving, ran on 8 U.S. teams. Hector Vasquez, he's the super welterweight champion in Texas. He's from Irving, grew up in Irving.
I went to Irving Powell down the street. That's where I got my discipline. That's where I started.
Hector's former police athletic league coach was among those turning out for the gym's grand opening.
It feels great. So I'm just kind of here to show them my support.
Really pleased to have them here. I've been working with them for several months. Proud to have them as a business in South Irving.
We wanted to bring the city of Irving, specifically South Irving, a world-class, state-of-the-art training facility.
You can use for shoulders, that you can use for back.
We got a look around, and beyond the equipment and full-sized boxing ring, we found out that there are some rules unique to this gym.
One of the things that I don't like when it's busy and I'm really trying to work out is somebody in the way because they're breaking rule number 1, taking a selfie. If we catch you breaking rule number 1, just be prepared to be publicly embarrassed online.
It's going to take you out of the norm, out of the element that you're normally used to going when you walk into a gym.
The gym offers members 24-hour access, sports-specific personal training, as well as these evening classes.
There you go. There you go. There you go.
It's going to look like this. Down, tummy, 1.
The instructors promise to not only lead, but also participate.
He's going to start off with small kicks, small butterfly kicks.
I'm gonna work out with you. I'm gonna push you. I'm gonna, take it to your limits because I'm gonna help you reach your goals. You gotta breathe. You gotta breathe.
Learning an actual sport and learning something that may actually come in handy if you need it, such as self-defense, the discipline.
1, 2, hook, right hand.
The owners have also demonstrated the link between physical and fiscal fitness.
Perfect.
There's a lot of characteristics and qualities that you learn as an athlete that run parallel to business. Being competitive, your work ethic, and definitely being driven.
If I ask you what number you're on and you don't know, that means you're at 0.
We're almost done. No, I'm just kidding. We're not done yet. Keep going, keep going.
As class approaches the end, participants hope these workouts lead to some long-term physical changes. But in the short term,
pain. But it's good pain. When you wake up in the morning, you're in pain, but you can see the difference in your body, and it's just motivation.
There you go, looking good.
It was insane, tough, but it was great. It was an awesome workout. We got our sweating, obviously.
Gave me a good push. It was a good sweat. It was intense, not overbearing.
I like coming here. And it's barely been like a week, and I already felt good about myself.
Tomorrow you will be sore, the next day you will be sore, and the next day you will be sore. I promise you that much.
the operators of Sweat hope that as more people achieve results, they'll spread the word, and their business can expand as waistlines shrink.
Sweat's healthy for you.
Thomas Gandy for InVision Irving.
Sweat is located at 500 South Beltline Road. The website is realsweat.net. You hear plenty in the news about military force, but we're taking a different approach and looking at the military job force, specifically how veterans can find jobs after leaving the armed services. This is the Recruit Military Job Fair. Organizers have brought it to the Irving Convention Center a number of times over the past couple of years, and it keeps getting bigger. In fact, this one in Irving is now considered the largest in the nation. More than 100 employers turned out, and some told us that the experience these men and women gained in the military makes them great employees.
They're go-getters, they're on board to work towards a goal, and they're willing to work themselves up. They don't come in looking for anything that they don't earn, and that is that's exactly the type of applicant that we're looking for.
As for the veterans, some of them said they appreciate the personal interaction because they can better market their skills.
I'm a person-to-person type of individual, so I like to get out and just mingle and get to learn more. So sitting behind a computer, you really don't have that one-on-one. And you know, sometimes as far as my transition, trying to figure out where my skill sets actually fit into the civilian market.
Veterans in particular tend to get screened out of online services, applicant tracking systems and that sort of thing, but they do very well face-to-face when people can see their bearing and the way they carry themselves.
Recruit Military plans to offer about 100 of these career fairs across the country next year. For some veterans, advancing their education is the path to a job. Reporter Bria Bell visited the Irving campus of UTI, which offers both classroom and mental health support for veterans.
I saw a commercial at UTI, and I decided, you know what, I've always been a carpenter, I've always worked with my hands. So I thought to myself, you know, this is something I want to try. And I came here and I succeeded.
After leaving the Army, Joe Cantu wanted to find a way to make a career and make the most of his military skills.
I did the military for one term, 3 years. Loved it, it was fun. Decided to separate because I'm missing out on my family, of course, and that's hard with military guys nowadays.
I really like to take a moment and recognize our veterans. So any graduate veterans or former veterans, please stand so we can give you a big round of applause, please.
Cantu is among 60 graduates earning their credentials to become automotive and diesel technicians through the Universal Technical Institute in Irving. Several of the graduates are veterans in the process of transitioning back to civilian life.
I loved working on things, worked on guns in the Coast Guard, and I love mechanic things, so once I found out there was a UTI up here, I decided I'd come check it out.
UTI works hard to accommodate the needs of veterans who make up a quarter of the student body. The Institute provides special post-traumatic stress disorder training for staff members to educate them on possible situations that may occur.
PTSD is a part of the lives now of our soldiers that come back, and we want to support that in any way we can.
This is the area for the Future Veteran Resource Center, a lounge that will allow military personnel to relax or seek help for various issues like PTSD.
This school will not let you fail. It will not let you fail. I mean, they have tutoring, they have everything to help you become successful.
In fact, the Institute says the work ethic and experience service members gain in the military often carries over to the classroom.
Veterans make great students because of their commitment, their level of maturity, and their drive and their discipline when they're here in school. It definitely sets a great standard for UTI, and it's a wonderful support system both ways.
Although they are no longer enlisted in the military, many of the veterans take the military values with them and find common ground.
The aura that they put out, you know, that's military, the way they spoke, the way they carried themselves. And that's what the military teaches us, you know, carry yourself with pride, you know, the Army values.
As for Joe Cantu, he's so proud of his education.
My son attends here also. So,
Was he in the military?
No, he's not. He just went straight from high school to here, but I let him know what a great school this is.
Many of UTI's grads will find jobs in local dealerships where they will combine their life experience with knowledge gained in the classrooms to make vehicles run smoothly. Bria Bell for InVision Irving.
Our good deeds from the local business community are coming up, but first, more ribbon cutting events.
Well, it's exciting ribbon cutting for Campion Hollows here.
We're really excited to have our ribbon cutting with the Chamber of Commerce.
Dave Weekly Homes, we've been in business since 1976. Closed over 70,000 homes in that time period. Our goal is to build dreams and enhance lives, and we've been doing that in Dallas-Fort Worth since 1985.
Irving is a great, diverse community with lots of shopping, dining, and entertainment options. We're close to all the highways that get us around the Metroplex, and we're also just a few short minutes to the DFW International Airport.
We are seeing a lot of businesses and corporations moving into the Irving community, and we need to have, you know, nice homes for these employees. It brings great quality of life to the area as well.
You're getting high value development, single family homes, which is what our residents want to see more of. And it's really a win for Irving to get hopefully families move in and more good growth.
This is a beautiful neighborhood, and David Weekley has been a great builder. They've come to see about Carrollton Farmers Branch, come to see about the schools in our district, and they're really looking to promote families, and they want to give back to the community.
To be right across from the high school, to have a single family home, I think that just really builds the community spirit here in Irving.
Tied right into the Campion trails, great access, so they've got it going on here. I think it's going to be a home run.
It's a great opportunity for us to celebrate the office opening, the official opening of our call center facility and engineering facility. We deal with fleet management, driver safety and security, driver performance, vehicle performance, asset management and tracking. It's really as a way for companies to get the most out of their assets no matter where they are in the country.
So this is a win for Irving. I understand that this particular branch moved from Wisconsin.
Now obviously, being in the center of the country and the logistics area here, DFW Airport, the talent in this area of the country is a key contributor to our reason for being here.
We know it's an opportunity for our residents to get jobs, and several of the employees here are Irving residents. I'm real pleased to hear that.
It's a great opportunity to bring some of the local talent in, and we're excited, very excited for our growth.
We're back outside now for our good deed, our look at how the community gives back. Take a look at this. We caught up with these folks in jail. Don't be alarmed. This is all a charity fundraiser at the ranch at Las Colinas. The business people volunteer to be locked up. Then they hit the phones to raise bail money that all goes to the Muscular Dystrophy Association.
I love it. People, every time I told somebody I was going to jail, they said, what? What do you mean? I said, no, it's for a good cause. It's to help raise money for kids to go to summer camp.
And I came up with a great idea. You know, I said, maybe if I reach out to my enemies, they may spend more money to actually keep me in jail. So that's what we're doing here today. Great cause.
Some of the funds raised will be used to help send children with muscle disease to a special summer camp where they can enjoy fun adapted to their challenges. This was the first time the lockup was held in the evenings. The hope there is to get more people involved after work hours. If your business is pitching in to help out the community, let us know about it. Send us an email about your good deed or other business successes to ictn@cityofirving.org. We could feature it on a future show. For InVision Irving, I'm Jolene DeVito. We'll see you next time.